Hey there, guys. On this episode of Texas Beer Reviews, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So, I've got two beers here from St. Arnold we're going to be looking at and kind of comparing the two. So first up, we've got St. Arnold's Summer Pils. And then we've got St. Arnold's 5 o'clock Pils. All right, so a little bit about these beers. I actually had just bought the 5 o'clock Pils to do on its own, and then came across a single, the Summer Pils as well. Thought, well, might be interesting to do kind of a side-by-side there and compare them. But a little bit about the beers. So, Summer Pils was originally called Summerfest until they had a legal battle with Sierra Nevada over a beer that they have, which is the same name. Sierra Nevada, I guess they ended up winning, so they changed the name to Summer Pils. But this was their first lager recipe. It was introduced in 1997, and they went through a few different changes, I guess, and finally, 2006, they stuck with what is the current recipe. It's 5.9% ABV, 22 IBUs, and it's actually on the website. They say that it's a Munich-style Helles, so it's not not really a Pilsner at all. And just a little bit on Helles. Hell is the German word for light, so Helles would be a light one. They use a German Durst Pilsner malt, which they say is one of their finest malts that they get. They use Saaz and Hallertauer hops, and it's pretty much, I guess, the story behind Summer Pils. So even though it's not a true Pilsner, apparently, I still want to kind of compare it as it's labeled, as a Pils, and it's going to be similar. It's the only difference really between a Helles and a Pilsner, or a light Helles, I guess, is has a bit more malt balance in there. It's not as hoppy, and typically the ABV is just a little bit lower. It can be the same or similar. There's a range there, but this one here is actually lower. So now about the 5 o'clock Pils. This they introduced in April of this year, 2016. It originally was their Icon Red back in 2013, but for this version of it, I guess they added more hops to it. So now this is a hoppier version of that, and this is year-round for them now. It's 5.2% ABV, 40 IBUs. So it's going to be a bit hoppier, as I meant, as I kind of described, compared to the Helles. They only use a single malt for this, just the Pilsner malt, and they only use one hop, and it's the Saaz hop, compared to the Summer Pils with the two different hops. And year-round, I mentioned that. So thought this would be kind of fun to do a side-by-side here and kind of compare them. I've had the 5 o'clock Pils before, but I've never had the Summer Pils. So, that said, let's get into it. So this is the Summer Pils. This is the new label art too. I recently started redoing the art for their year-round beers. So I know that Endeavor's got a new one coming. They've done new art for Lawnmower as well. Just a bit left here. Okay. All right. So for the Summer Pils, got a nice, pretty white head, clear, light, pale golden color to it. Lots of bubbles. Very, very, very pretty. This is a really nice looking beer. So now, let's see, pour a little bit more into here. All right. Let's pour out the 5 o'clock Pils. In the can there as well. So again, nice big white head, clear, pale light golden hue to it, and a nice stream of bubbles as well. So if you hold them up side by side here, They look nearly identical. I really can't tell a difference in color between the two. I'm trying to look at lighting here. Maybe this one might be just a tad darker on the 5 o'clock, but not by much. Maybe 1 or 2 SRM. But it's pretty hard to tell. They do look, I mean, it looks a little bit darker here in the, actually this one looks darker in the camera, I guess. But to me here, yeah, they're pretty even. So, pour the rest in here. Alright. Let's get the aroma on the Summer Pils. So what I'm going to do is, let me get this box here so you can kind of see. I don't get these confused either. So, Pils. And got enough room. 5 o'clock. Okay, there we go. So let's get the aroma on the Summer Pils. Okay, so very bright, crisp hops. Slightly spicy, floral. It's got a nice, bright, crackery malt character to it. Maybe just a touch of lemon there as well. But it's very, very light and bright smelling. And the aroma on the 5 o'clock. Very much the same, actually. The slightly spicy floral hops there. Bright, kind of a crackery malt to it. Just a touch of lemon. I actually think I'm getting a bit more of a lemony character on the Summer Pils. It smells just a bit brighter. I don't know what the can date is on the Summer Pils, but it's got to be pretty fresh because this is the new art. The can date on the 5 o'clock is June 9th. We're into August. It's almost 2 months, so that, I mean, if this is a bit fresher, that may have something to do with it. But they do smell pretty similar. I think this one is just a bit brighter, and that may just be for freshness. But anyway, let's get into the taste. So first, the Summer Pils. Okay, so it's got a very bright, crackery, sweet Pilsner malt to it, or character. Almost a bit of like a light wheat type quality to it as well. There's no wheat malt, but kind of reminds me of. Hops, there's a touch, maybe just a touch of that lemony hop. I get it less on the taste as compared to the nose. Floral, spicy characteristics. But really that sweet, light, kind of bright, crackery malt character is definitely, I think, shines on this beer. It almost has like a honey sweetness to it, which is pretty nice. So with that, let's check out the 5 o'clock Pils. Cheers. Probably should drink water in between this, actually. Cleanse it. Okay, 5 o'clock. Okay, so this is going to be not as sweet, a bit noticeably a bit hoppier too. I get a bit more lemon quality on the hops here in the flavor than I did on the Summer Pils. A bit of that floral spiciness to it. Definitely has just a bit more of a, I didn't really get much of a lingering bitterness on the Summer Pils, maybe just a hint. This one definitely has a bit more of a pronounced lingering bitterness to it. The malt quality is very similar. It does have a bit of that honey-like sweetness to it, that bright crackery sweet malt. but it's a lot more. It's way more hop forward. As I'm talking about this now, that I feel like the bitterness is actually kind of creeping up a little bit and lingering a bit more. So it's definitely hoppier. So compare the two. This one, the Summer Pils is a bit sweeter, not as hoppy. This one's definitely a bit hoppier, not as sweet. I think without the hops, the sweetness would be pretty much the same, but those hops really balance out that sweetness a bit more. On the mouth feels, Summer Pils is very light. It's going to be a lighter body, just slightly creamy. I think more of the malt character that stands out here kind of shows that. But it's great, great for the style. And then for the 5 o'clock, same lightness in body, although I feel like it's a bit crisper, just a bit more crisp. I don't, that's the added hops there, I guess, kind of make it seem just a bit more crisp. Not as, I feel like the Summer Pils may be just a bit creamier on the body for that the lesser amount of hops and more of the malt character. This is going to be more crisp from that added hop character to it on the 5 o'clock Pils. Overall, comparing the two, I like the nose on the Summer. Excuse me. I think I like the nose on the Summer just a hair more. They're very, very similar, but just a hair more on the Summer Pils, although that may be due to freshness. On the taste, I like the 5 o'clock a bit more. I like that stronger balance of hops to it. And I like the body more on the 5 o'clock Pils. It just feels crisper, which I like that. I mean, it is a different style there, but since they're both labeled as Pils, I wanted to kind of compare them like that. I enjoy that crispness, which makes sense because I do enjoy Pilsners a bit more than Helles, Munich Helles lagers, for that added kind of hop balance to it, that more sort of hop character, and that more crisp body to it. But overall, I think they're really good beers. Could definitely, I mean, it's summer here, it's August, it's really, really hot in Texas, and these are perfect right now. So if you want something that's got less bitterness and more of a kind of a sweeter malt character to it, I'd go with the Summer Pils. If you want something that's a bit more crisp, a bit more bitterness to it, a bit hoppier, and not a little bit more, drier on the finish like that, and then on the flavor, overall, I'd go with the 5 o'clock Pils. I personally prefer the 5 o'clock Pils, the Summer Pils, but then again, like I said, they are technically two different styles. But that's what I think about both of these guys. I like to do more reviews like this in the future. Kind of reminds me of like a mini bottle share. But with that said, I think that's on availability again. Summer Pils is seasonal, just for summer. I'm assuming, although I think they do a little bit longer because it typically is hotter in here. They do mention on the site that they because we have summer mostly all year. Here in Houston, they do this one a bit longer than most of the other seasonals. The 5 o'clock Pils is year-round, so these would be really easy to find. I picked both of these. I picked the 5 o'clock Pils up. If it wasn't at Central Market, it was at Specs or one of the HEBs. I can't remember now. The Summer Pils I did pick up at HEB here in spring, so it's pretty easy to find at most HEBs, Specs, Whole Foods. Yeah, St. Arnold's going to be pretty much everywhere. Anyway, that's it for this review. So think global, drink local, and cheers.